Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to the world of fantasy and magic. Of course, this is Warhammer Total War. Today I have a epic 2 vs 2 online battle using a whole range of mods. I believe there's a total of 6 or 7. I'll make sure to link all of them down below in the description. Also, a massive thank you to my Discord for sending in this replay. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to be a part of these battles in the future, then you can be by joining my Discord and just keeping an eye out for when people are hosting them. So yes, we have a 2 vs 2 online battle. We have Norska and we also have the Beastmen on one side going up against 2 Empire factions. Obviously the mods we are using adds in, I believe this is Weisenland, and then we also have Reichsland as well up here. So they're kind of like 2 additional factions coming in with the mods we are using. We'll quickly run through the army comps whilst the artillery is being exchanged, and then we'll jump straight into the engagement itself. But don't worry, we won't be missing out on any of the major battle clashes at all, or any charges whatsoever. So on the front line of the Beastmen, we have a massive line of Bestigors. This is obviously the elite heavy infantry for the Beastmen, and they can definitely go toe-to-toe with a lot of units they come up against. I also think we are using the Steel Faith overhaul mod as well. I should mention that, because that's kind of like a massive overhaul, whereas a lot of the other ones we're using are just like faction unlockers, and also we are using reskins as well. So we have some Minotaurs with shields on the front line. They're going to be supported by some more of their brothers just going along. Oh, so many units in these battles. That's why I love the huge arse battles that my Discord do. They're just so much fun. We're actually going to pause it as well because there's a little bit of a skirmish going on, or at least slow-mo it. So yeah, we have some more of these Pestigors. That's another thing I really like about these mods, is they add in, like, you know, new interesting units which you might not have seen before, and it's really impressive. So we have a Giant, we have some more Warhounds, more Minotaurs, we have some Centaurs, and we also have some Zinchgors as well. Yeah, this is what I really like. You kind of have like all the Beastmen from all the different 4 Chaos Gods in the Beastmen roster now. It's really, really cool. You have the Korngors right here. That's very interesting. I like that a lot. If we look at the Norscan army, and if I do miss out any units, which I know I definitely have missed out some units, we'll take a look at them when the battle actually starts. So we have some Norscan Ice Wolves along with some Norscan Ice Wolf chariots. Then behind the main line we have a whole range of skin wolves who are armoured. They're going to be supporting the back line of these Marauder Hunters with javelins and the huge ass mammoths. These mammoths are so goddamn tanky, and I believe we have 3 of them on the battlefield at this moment. We have 2 War Shrines, and then we have Soul Crusher, the ultimate regiment of renowned beastmen. Then we also have some berserkers on the front line, and they're going to be supported by some of these Marauder champions who look like a absolute beast on this battlefield right now. They really do. I love their weapons and their whole look, and obviously Wulfric is going to be leading the soldiers. He looks pretty sick as well alongside his army, I'm not going to lie. We can just see him there for a second, pushing up with his huge ass shield. That definitely does look cool. So they're going to be the attacking armies. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at the Empire forces. There's not really too much to say when it comes to the Empire forces. We've always all seen the Empire armies beforehand. We have some halberdiers on the front line. They're going to be supported by some pikemen from the back line of the Empire. Then we have some gunners, or some crossbows even, I should say. I thought these were gunners for a second. Then we also have some great swords. Again, I love the additional Dryad reskin with some artillery back here. We're going to have many soldiers in the actual fortress itself. I'm not too sure. Some more halberdiers. Do we have any? Oh yeah, then we have kind of like a fallback position back here from the Reichsguard with some more great swords. And the Imperial Foot looks sick. Look at these guys. These are obviously like heavily armored elite infantry. That's very cool. I like them a lot. And we're also going to have some of the Sigmar Disciples, which again, basically just like warrior priests by the look of it, but in an entire unit. I also like what they've done with the hammer there, making the Sigmar thing. That's amazing, the detail that's gone into that. Making like the Sigmar meteorite into a weapon. That's really cool. Then if we quickly look up here, we can see the rest of the Empire having more spearmen and pikemen, along with some swordsmen. These are just obviously the basic Empire swordsmen. But again, the Dryad reskin just makes this look really cool. We also have some more of the silver bullets and other gunners which are currently being hammered by the Cygor artillery. As we go further back, we have Sigmar Sons, and oh my god, you guys know that the Sigmar Sons are my favourite looking unit, but the Dryad reskin just takes it one step further. These guys definitely look like a regiment of renown. You know, instead of just a green paint they have on them, they definitely look like a meaty force which can get stuck in. There's also the Sunmaker as well, the amazing piece of artillery. We have a Wolfram Hedwig, I believe. I'm not really sure too much about the lore because we're also using a mod pack which changes a few of the heroes. We have some Knights Panther and I believe Knights of a Blazing Sun hiding in the woods. I'm sure they'll descend upon the enemy, along with some of the Reichsguard elite infantry or elite cavalry and a unit of the Free Company militia. So cool, without further ado, I think we can get this battle started. We'll kick it off. There might be a bit of lag if you guys don't mind that, because there's going to be about 9,000 soldiers in this battle, and I imagine we will be getting quite a bit of lag here and there when we do really get into the battle itself, but hopefully not. I don't know. It's been a little while since I've last done a Warhammer battle, so I'm going to be interested to see how this does, how well this does perform. So I really like the Cygor ammunition as well. It's just really nice and different, and I definitely enjoy the change. So we're actually going to get a bit of a cavalry engagement, or Lord on Cygor action first. We're going to have the Empire Lords jumping down, and then just being overwhelmed by these Cygors. And that's going to force the legendary lord off. What is he called again? So he's called Hertwig. I'm just going to call him Hertwig. Probably butchered it, but whatever. So he's going to be trying to escape, but already you can see his HP going down really quickly. And the Cygors are just doing a lot of damage. Centaurs, sorry, are doing a lot of damage to it. The Sunmaker is going to be coming in and helping to support. You can see the entire Norscan army is in full advance right now. The Sunmaker's coming in and doing, trying to do damage to the Mammoths, which probably isn't the best idea. I'd maybe suggest focusing down these big clumps of infantry. But maybe the Hellstorm rocket battery isn't in range of these guys yet, which would probably be the better case of it. But I mean, just look at that. The War Mammoth shrines look sick. They really do. And the entire army is just pushing up in full force right now. The Beastmen army is also starting to make its way up. So I guess what we're going to see is we're going to see the Beastmen assaulting this hill, and then we're going to see the Norscan tribes come in here and try and attack the city itself. Is this actually doing any damage to it? Yeah, it's barely doing any damage. I'm not even sure if this is worth the ammunition, if I'm honest. You know, maybe it's probably better just to wait until they get a bit closer, and then you can use your gunners to start hammering into the side of them. I mean, thankfully now though, they must be in range. You can see the Hellstorm rocket battery is being changed to actually start hitting the Marauders now, which is a really good plan. You know, that's what Hellstorm rocket batteries excel at. We have a spell going off. Does it say what spell he's casting? Is that a comment? Oh, unfortunately that spell does go ahead and miss. I guess that's good for the Beastmen forces, but they are pushing hard up this hill. It's going to be great to see the entire cavalry just come out of this woodland and charge down the hill when these guys get a bit closer. I'm making sure I don't want to miss any of this engagement whatsoever, so I'm making sure to keep an eye on my mini map. I am also playing with a unit scaling. I'm playing with the UI scaling down a bit, because I kind of like it being a bit smaller, and that way we can just focus a lot more on the actual battle itself. And I feel like I can have this on quite a lot, and it doesn't take away too much. Like, I feel like I can play normally like this, and it would be just like if I'm playing on cinematic. So I think I'm going to be playing like this for quite a long time, unless you guys really don't want me to. But again, I feel like I can get the cinematic feel without having huge flags in the way kind of blocking that, you know, and that way I can spend more time, you know, looking at the HP, and you guys can keep an eye on it instead of me having to move in. So we're actually going to get one of the Mammoths coming in. This is Soul Crusher coming up against the Halberdiers, and the Halberdiers anti-large. Yeah, they have charge defense against large, so they're not actually that great at dealing with these creatures. And you can just see the Mammoth line is just running forward and then onto the pikemen. Oh my god, look at the damage. More of the swordsmen are having to come in just to try their best to slow these bad boys up. But the entire Norscan army is just running forward. If we go over to the Beastmen line, we can see that they are fully engaged as well. I love the look of the pikemen from the spearmen. That's kind of what they've changed the spearmen to as pikemen. I think that's a really, really nice addition. The Knights of a Blazing Sun are coming flying in, and they are duking it out with the Goreballs, along with the actual legendary lord of the Beastmen, who is the Brass Bull. He's actually really good in melee combat, so I'm sure he's going to be flicking quite a few of these horsemen over his horns. The Beastmen have kind of committed a lot of their infantry. They obviously have so many Minotaurs left to send up. But if the Empire can just deal straight up with the advancement of the infantry, maybe they're going to be doing okay in this battle. We have some of these Witch Hunter retinue firing as fast as they can. I imagine these guys are probably pretty decent at taking out the larger units or single target units, which might make it make more sense to actually bring them down here in the main fight which is currently going on, as the Empire forces of Weisenland definitely look like they're struggling a little bit at taking out all these creatures because there are just so many. And these mammoths just have so much HP. You really need a heavy gun line to deal with these guys, because the mammoths definitely look like they go down fairly quickly when you're focusing them with musket fire and cannon fire. They can be dealt with pretty easily. And then, on top of that, you have all these Marauder champions as well, who are really, really strong in melee combat. Luckily, you have the great swords as well. Who is this general as well? I don't think we looked at the other general. Oh, Valmir, I think is how you pronounce it. Oh, we're going to have the awesome ship ability? No? Oh, no, maybe not. The sound is getting a little bit buggy, which is normally the case when you have a lot of units. It's really annoying that Warhammer does that. It kind of cuts in and out the sound. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. It is the game itself being really annoying. So hopefully that's not too annoying for you guys to listen. So we can definitely see the forces pushing back and forth. And this is what I'm saying, like, we're having the UI a lot smaller. You can actually see what's going on in the battle without having to like, press K or anything like that. More magic coming out back here, hitting the pikemen as they do try their best to surround the mammoth. This Soul Crusher unit is almost down, and this mammoth back here is actually going to go down very soon. They just need a few more pikemen to get their sticks jabbed into the side of a mammoth, and that'll be all she wrote for it. I guess these crossbows are doing pretty decently, considering they're not gunners, so they're having to fight against these units. And I believe we're going to see this unit making its way up. I imagine the gunners, the gunners are probably definitely going to be helping out now in this overlook of the battlefield. You can see they're helping out. Oh no, the Weisenland Legendary Lord has actually perished on the battlefield and been pushed back. That's not healthy at all for the forces of Weisenland. We go back to this engagement. Again, we can see the Beastmen pushing hard. They actually have some of their Minotaur brothers being engaged or being helped on this mountain to help try and push these Bestigors further into the enemy ranks. The Sons of Sigmar, by the looks of it, are engaged now. We're going to be getting some magic being cast off, and we're going to see a few of these Beastmen units actually run. We also have the Griffins coming in as well, the Demigryph Knights, making their way into the side. And obviously the Demigryph Knights will be a really potent force. And oh my god, I love this reskin mod. It makes the mod look it makes the game look so good. Hopefully you guys agree. Let me know in the comments down below, because this normal Warhammer does not look like this, I'll tell you that. And with this Dryad skin mod, I'm not sure if any of the other mods make any additions, but it literally is just a sight to behold. The colours and the look of all the units, it just is beautiful. It really is. I wonder how the Knights did over here. So a lot of the Knights have actually done a pretty good job at killing these forces. We have the Knights Panther with their huge kind of saber-esque swords, dueling and dealing with the Centaurs, which I imagine they will come out on top against. However, Centaurs, I believe, do have armor piercing, so they're probably a pretty decent unit to actually deal with them. However, with the gunners in the side as well, the gunners, this is the Free Militia Company, right, who are actually focusing on maybe a bit more of an important unit, getting some shots off on these guys in the side with their handguns. I think the infantry are going to be broken back very, very soon on this side. Luckily, though, the Empire definitely still have some strength left remaining. Weisenland are retreating back now with whatever they have left. The gunners and the archers are all retreating back. And I think it's going to be up to the forces of the Empire, whatever is left remaining here, to kill them. This is one of the things I really disliked about Warhammer as well. I know this isn't a siege map, but it happens in siege maps as well, is the routing. The units kind of just seem to route in a random direction, which was always really annoying, because this unit, if it does come back, it might come back. Yeah, this unit is going to come back probably towards the end of this battle. And because of that, it's going to be, it's just come back right now. And look where it is. It's behind enemy lines. And the War Mammoth can just come in the side of all this infantry. It's like a really dumb mechanic in Warhammer, which I was not a fan of. I feel like they should route backwards towards friendly lines. I feel like that makes a bit more sense as well. The Demigryphs are trying their best to hold the line, and I imagine they'll be doing pretty decent against the Minotaurs. Obviously, they are anti-large. They've got them thick halberdiers, and obviously the Demigryph itself is really strong as well. But it does look like the Beastmen just have too many men to keep. Yeah, they definitely just have way too many soldiers for the Empire to be able to hold this line. And I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a full-on retreat by the Empire forces. And maybe they want to try and keep the Norscan forces in so that their army can destroy them. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw all of these units retreating. Even this unit of Ninth Panther, I would get it up and not leave it here to valiantly die. That's all it is doing right now, is holding here and die. Obviously, it will kill a lot of enemy units, but I think this unit is still too valuable to keep engaged, and I would retreat. Unless you're going to get some of the Reichsguard coming in to help them out, and they're going to be putting down their halberd, what is it called? I can't even think of what the joust is called. What is this called? The lance. Obviously, the lance. And they're going to be sticking that down and going right into the side of the Beastmen units. But is that going to be enough? It is actually going to be enough to rout some of the units. You can see the Bestigor herd running from the field, but the Knights Panther are also looking like they have had enough of this engagement, as the rest of the Beastmen forces do just overwhelm them. We also have a large portion of these Empire halberdiers just running from the field of battle, as the Norscan armies just are at their heels right now. Fall back up. I really feel like the Empire should send some soldiers to get these souls out of this battle. Is the mammoth... Did the mammoth run away or what? Did it die? I'm not really sure what happened with the mammoth over here. Maybe the Empire dealt with it. Or maybe it did continue to rout. I don't think it did, but who knows? Because this one was already here, I'm pretty sure. I think there was another one still being pushed up. Or maybe they brought it back over here? I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. But look at the fort. There's still just so many men left for the Norscan. But it's actually very similar on unit numbers, I guess. We having, yeah, literally everyone has retreated back to the city centre now. All the Empire soldiers which were here have fallen back. And I guess this is going to be the last stand as the Empire try their best to form up. So we'll speed it up until everyone is in position. You can see the gunners making their way into the front line. And then there we go. The mammoth is going to continue to cause havoc as these guys fall back. Flee for your lives! The pikemen are holding firm even after this mammoth is just ripping through his friends. Oh, wow. Brutal. And the pikemen are actually going to seize the initiative and charge forward. Nice. I like the enthusiasm. I guess you have to be mad to chase down a goddamn mammoth, especially one such as Soul Crusher. I guess you have to have a bit of balls because it can just do that and absolutely rip the front line into pieces. That was beautiful, and it's going to continue just to harass that infantry line coming in. The gunners have finally managed to get some volleys off, and Soul Crusher does go down. So I think that's pretty much all the heavy infantry for, or at least all the creatures besides the skin wolves that Norsca have left remaining. So that's going to help definitely dealing with the shock value which they have. We also have the warrior priest popping up some of their prayers. You can see the Gram Hammer of Sigmar giving weapon damage and melee attack. Also leadership to stop these guys from routing, and damage resistance. Some really, really nice abilities right there. The skin wolves are coming over to help out the Beastmen. We can see these guys pushing over. I don't really know why they're coming over here, though, because surely they can just push back in to the city as we have all these halberdiers set up. And as I said, I don't think the halberdiers, they have charge against large. Are these guys anti-large, the Imperial Foot? Yeah, these guys are anti-large. Okay, so they might be able to deal with the skin wolves, but there is a lot of them still left remaining. Oh, no. Here we go, boys. Hold firm. You are Imperial Guard. Halberds down! As the Norscan Ice Wolves come flying in. And that's actually a pretty good anti-charge resistance right there. They managed to hold back pretty nicely. But unfortunately, they are going to be stuck into this combat no matter what. As you can see, the frost, what is it called that these guys apply? Frostbite on, you can see the speed going down to 20. And oh my god, the Minotaurs are coming in as well. The Empire look to be on their last legs as the big boy Minotaurs with shields come flying through the ranks. And again, not a bad charge resist right there by the Imperial Foot, showing what they are, I guess, the Imperial Foot after all. More halberdiers being pushed up into the battle line to reinforce. Over here as well, I think we're having a secondary retreat line being formed up here, as we can just see Soul Crusher right here being collapsed. Are Norsca sending up more infantry? Oh no, the Beastmen are deploying more soldiers over here, as we have the Zinch Gors and the Corn Gors, and we also have a Giant left as well. I mean, the Empire have no way to be outflanked unless the enemy go all the way around, which I think we might be seeing. And you can see they still got a decent amount of soldiers left. However, they are very, very much running low. How many forces? So they have 1,500, whereas the enemy have 2,100. It is definitely looking very, very good for the forces of the Chaos Gods. Oh, we actually get to see some of these Sigmar soldiers getting in. What are they called again? What are they, like Sigmar? No, what are they called? These dudes, the Sigmar Disciples. That's an awesome looking unit. I really love the detail that's gone into the hammers. Like, you actually have the meteor. That looks so sick right there. That really does. And they're going to be coming up against the Marauder champions. Oh no, the Khorngors, which I imagine are the most violent of the Beastmen units, are going to be being thrown into this battle line. You can see some of the Empire forces are actually forming up. The Imperial Foot have formed up a little bit to deal with them, and they're just marching towards them. That is very, very cool. They are going to be getting hit pretty heavily, though, as more soldiers do come flying in. Yeah, the battle sounds seem to be glitched in this replay. It's really annoying when Warhammer does that, because I feel like the battle sounds are half the engagement, you know? Luckily, though, we do have the good music in the background, which hopefully will keep you guys motivated. And it does look like the Imperial Foot have done a good job at keeping these guys at bay, especially against the Minotaurs. But obviously, the Minotaurs, get beaten back by anti-large. However, there's just so many of them. Another unit is being dispatched. Back here, we do have just a bunch of reinforcements. These Skinwolves are still completely fresh. I'm surprised we're not seeing a movement around the back. As you can see, look at all these Empire soldiers just running from a field of battle. They're lucky that the forces of the Beastmen actually allowed them to escape like this, as it does look like all the forces for the Empire have been deployed right now. We can really see the enemy going toe-to-toe with the front line of the Sigmar Disciples and the Great Swords. So it's not like the Empire don't have elite forces left to try and put up some resistance. They still have, the Great Swords and the Sigmar's Disciples. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. The enemy have way too many troops. And we're definitely going to have to do more of these battles, more Warhammer custom map battles on the lead up to Warhammer 2. And then obviously, if you are excited for Warhammer 2, my channel will be the perfect place to be, as I will be bringing you guys campaign parts and online battles as soon as I can. As soon as the CA are like, yeah, you can upload some videos, I'm going to be doing that. So make sure to keep an eye out on my channel. And obviously subscribe if you haven't. And also drop a like on this video, as it lets me know that you want to see more Warhammer on the channel. That's how I kind of differentiate what I record and what mod I decide to use. Is it comes down to how many likes certain videos get. If I end up seeing that Warhammer gets more likes than say Rise of Mordor, I'm going to be doing more Warhammer videos, just because that's clearly what you guys want to see. Are we going to be seeing a retreat from the Great Swords? We are. The Sigmar's Disciples are down. We have a few of the Gunners, but it does look like the Gunners are also going to rout. They're going to get a few more shots off, and then get charged down by the Khorngors, and then the Giant as well going in. The Empire just did not stand a chance here. This was the ultimate defense, but it was just not enough, as the rest of the infantry do get charged down. Do we have a unit that can't rout? I'm really confused, because what is still left remaining? There's still 2 minutes of a battle. If these guys get surrounded and slaughtered, yeah, everything's routing. So what is left? Do the Beastmen need to go chase down the routing units? They've definitely taken the town, so I think that's good enough for me. And now they're just killing everyone who tries to run. All these fleeing units are being chopped to pieces by the Khorngors. I feel so sorry. No mercy. Hopefully they can send a rider back to Col Franz and warn him that this city of I think it's Osterland, has been taken from their grips and has been overwhelmed. I definitely enjoyed the map as well. That was really cool. Oh, and it looks like the music has gone as well. So we'll just go ahead and triple speed it till the end of the battle. There's only 30 seconds left, so it shouldn't be long whatsoever. Oh, the music's back all of a sudden. Huzzah! Yeah, I really hope they fix these issues in Warhammer 2 and the desync issue as well. I've definitely noticed a few battles have desync. But also, the exciting thing about Warhammer 2 is that people are going to be making mods for it from the get-go, I would assume. I'm sure the tools will be updated really quickly for them, which will be awesome. I can't wait to see them, the maps they can make with all the new... Because I feel like the cultures in this game are kind of somewhat similar, where in Warhammer 2 they're just so vastly different. So the assets I'll have to play with to make these amazing maps, I just cannot wait for them. It's just going to be absolutely amazing. So yeah, so we look at the kills, you can just about see it to the UI scaling, which I do apologize that this is a bit smaller. We can see 190 kills on this unit right here. And all the other infantry doing okay. The other unit, again, nothing too crazy, nothing that stands out in your face apart from the Bright Wizard getting 179. Over on the forces of Norska, we can see the Shaman again doing pretty decent, and a few of these War Mammoths getting over 100 kills, and Soul Crusher getting 337. Very nice. And then if we look at Hobbits, we can see his Cygors doing a dirty amount of damage, and these Khorne Gors, considering they came into the battle towards the end, they didn't do a bad job either. And obviously the Bestigors just doing what they normally do. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, please make sure to drop a like and a comment down below, and let me know what you guys want to see next. I'll be putting up some videos on the front of your screen right now, letting you guys know my most previous videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one, and fish out.